Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to this 9 a.m. edition of Assholes with Opinions. I am without my co-host, Trevor, but the show must go on. Hope everything's going well with him. We do have a special guest today, which I'll be getting in just a moment. I want to make sure everything's live and looking good and sounding good. So let me jump to the comments here to see if anyone's here. Nothing yet. Cool. All right, I'm going to check out YouTube. YouTube looks good. We'll check out Facebook, and then we'll get our host in here. Just want to make sure everything's looking and sounding good. So I hear myself. Everything sounds just fine, so that's great. Perfect. Well, guys, without further ado, let me go ahead and get our guest in here. Actually, I don't think he's in front of the camera. I can see what he's doing. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get him in here. And when he gets here, he gets in here. Oh, I see his hand moving. All right, let's pop him in. Let's all welcome special guest, Mr. Nick Mulpagano from the Mask Pit.
How's everyone doing out there? Oh, wait a minute. Let me wait. Can you see my whole body? I didn't know this was going to be a whole body. Hold on. Let me put my... I don't know what happened.
It's funny. Before we went live and we were talking before, I saw that in between those Myers masks in the back, and I literally thought you were there, but you were talking to me and your mouth wasn't moving. So I was a little like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, it's one of those... It's about noon. I usually don't put my head on until maybe 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's kind of early for me. So thank you, and I'll try to do my best. I promise I won't lose my head again.
How's it going? How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Mr. Grimm, and I want to start by saying that I have one person's podcast bookmarked on my tablet, because that's where I listen to all my stuff down here in the Mask Pit, and it is yours. So wow. Thank you for keeping me amused while I'm down here in the Mask Pit and working on all my stuff down here. Oh,
well, you're very welcome, and thank you for listening to the show. It's something that me and Trevor and I like to do, and it's super fun, and we always like to just I don't know, talk about our opinions while being kind of not so rude and disrespectful to other people's thoughts and everything, but we still like to kind of be a little, opinionated.
I know what happens.
But, so, by the way, nice 13 masks in the back.
Oh, you noticed.
Yeah, I noticed real quick.
a little obscure product placement there.
No, that's great. Nice shirt, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
And as you guys know, today is the 13th.
Yes, that's right. It is the 13th. It's become my lucky number.
That is your lucky number.
I'm going to have the 13 tattooed on my forehead.
Yeah, like the Joker had damage.
Yeah.
So, Nick, you've been in this hobby for how long would you say?
Oh boy, how old is dirt?
Pretty old.
That's how long I've been in it. Probably. Let me try to think. Well, where'd he go? Oh, my. This was actually my first attempt at making a mask, and I did a life cast of my face, and this is about 40 years old, right? I was about 25 when I made this. Okay, so
really, you were 25
me
when you
25, me now. Okay, so I had basic knowledge, and of course this is all pre-internet, so
right.
you more or less had a thread to go on, and there weren't any YouTube tutorials or anything, so you just kind of had to figure things out. And so I knew basically to make a life cast, you put plaster of Paris on your face and let it harden, and that's about all I knew. So I was by myself, and I lied down on the floor and mixed up a bowl of plaster of Paris, put it all over my face, and if you've ever done that, it's kind of a weird sensation because it starts to heat up as it starts to harden, and it's like really weird. And I had straws up my nose so I could breathe. So I felt that after about 20 minutes it was hard enough, and I went to pull it off, and you kind of wiggle your face around, and I said, okay, I think it's ready. The only part that I didn't realize was you're supposed to put Vaseline on your eyebrows and on your eyelashes.
Ooh.
I didn't know that. So my eyebrows and eyelashes were stuck in the plaster of Paris, and I couldn't get this thing off my face. And so I really didn't know what to do. So I felt my way down to my workshop here, and I got a hammer and just started breaking the plaster of Paris off my face. Whack, 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 whack. And then I had two pieces stuck to my eyes.
Oh, wow.
And, I had two white circles of plaster of Paris. I'm like, I could call somebody right now. They could take me to the emergency room. And I could be sitting there with everybody looking at me going, what's this guy's story? I said, or I could just kind of bite the bullet and just, rip them off. So that's what I did. I ripped them off my face, and off came my eyebrows and eyelashes. So luckily they grew back. But I couldn't use that. I couldn't use that mold naturally because I broke it all to pieces. But I'm determined. When I want to do something, I'm very determined. So I waited a week or two and did it again, put a lot of Vaseline on, and got that life cast, and then did this. And I used to do at Halloween time, there's a lot of Halloween costume contests at different bars and everything. And I would, when I showed up as a two-headed man, I would always walk away with the top prize. So
nice.
That's the story on that.
So you've been working in latex mold making, things like that, for, you said, at least 25 years?
I'm going to say maybe about 30, 35 years. Yeah.
Oh,
somewhere
wow.
Around there.
Okay.
So,
and one thing I noticed about you is that I've never seen you actually own a Myers mold that's not ground up. Is that true?
Yeah. I don't. When I first started doing this, I didn't know you could buy somebody else's mold and mold their stuff. A lot of the way that I do things now is out of ignorance, because it was before the internet, and you just had to kind of feel your way through things and learn by yourself and experiment and this and that. And then when I got onto the internet and met my friend and yours, Jimmy Falco, he's like, oh, you got to make a Myers mask and a Kirk mask. And, I got on michaelmyers.net, and I'm like, oh my God, everybody and their uncle's making Kirk masks. We don't need another one. And he's like, no, you could do it. He saw my stuff and everything. He says, nobody does it right. Nobody does it right. He goes, you can do it right. So I remember, talking to him. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a whirl. So he was like, and I actually I didn't know much about Michael Myers and the actual. I never actually studied the mask. Okay. It was like, you see the movie and Michael Myers, cool, white mask, and this and that, and all the ones that you could buy at the store were nothing even resembled, the movie mask. And so it's like, okay, let's give it a shot here. And so Jimmy Falco, he was over my shoulder, and I've got the clay in front of me, and he's like, okay, move the nose over a little here, smudge. And he's doing all he does all the research work and everything, gets all the pictures, and we would post progress pictures on the michaelmyers.net forum there, and everybody would put in their 2 cents. This needs to be altered, this and that. And so what came out was the NHK. This is the result of Jimmy Falco over my shoulder, and a couple other 100 people putting their 2 cents in as to what the Michael Myers mask, or the Kirk mask, should look like. And we came up with the NHK, and there he is.
So is the H-Man a retool of the NHK?
Oh, the H-Man, yeah. I don't have one of those here. But yeah, the NHK is about 25 inches. And a lot of people say, oh, it's a big mask. Can you scale it down? And instead of scaling it down, everybody, after they make their first mask, it's very hard to tell in clay form if you're hitting the mark or not. It's not until you actually get a pull and paint it white and put hair on it, that's when you know if you hit the mark or not. And so I said, yeah, we didn't quite hit the mark on that. Let's see if we can do it better. So I did take the NHK, we sized it down, did some more retooling, and came up with Halloween Man, which was changed to H-Man because I got an email from someone who said I couldn't use the word Halloween in anything that I do.
Wow.
So I said, okay. Halloween Man becomes H-Man from this point on. So
nothing you say, nothing. So anything you produce, you can't say Halloween. You can't say Michael Myers, anything like that.
No.
Sounds like a pretty friendly email.
So yeah, it was very to the point.
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's okay.
Well, no, that's good. So you originally started off with the NHK, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, even before the NHK, I did a Rob Zombie version, and that was even bigger than the NHK. Wait! I got to go even farther back. I did a small Rob Zombie version, which was barely a resemblance to the actual movie mask. I basically looked at a picture maybe once or twice and just there it is, and that was probably, I think I have one over here. Hold on just a second, I might have one.
Sure.
If it's right here, I'll grab it. Oh my God, it is. Oh wow. Okay. I actually still have a blank. I just came across this. But this is got to be maybe about 23 inches, and I didn't really realize the ratio of latex shrinkage to your sculpt and everything. So this came out really small, came out really not really good. But it's funny about this mask though. As terrible as it is and was, I sold about one a week for a year on eBay. I was like, oh my God, this is pretty good.
Wow.
But I said, gee, there might be a future here. So then I went to sharpen my skills and really did some research. So I came up with the larger version because that was so small. People were like, can you make one larger? So I made one really, really large, about 26 inches. It looked like It could be used as a Mardi Gras head if you were in the Mardi Gras parade or the Macy's Thanksgiving parade. But that was good for people that have really big heads, so they were happy with that. And then I went on to the NHK and the H-Man and the Life Cast, and then the Dead Ringer, and then
Life Cast White was it called?
The Life Cast White.
Yeah,
that was a very limited production. I actually sold that mold to somebody who was going to continue making them, but he never really did anything with it. So
I remember a couple years ago, I actually heard about you having the Life Cast White. So I reached out to you and said, "Do you still have this?" You said, "No, this guy has it." So I reached out to that guy and I said, "Hey, how much do you want to sell this for?" And that price was just too much for me, unfortunately. But I tried to get it. I tried to get it a couple years ago.
Did you really? Oh my God, that would have been cool. Yeah, I have a blank here, and that's about all I have left of that. I think I had the very first blank that came out of the mold, and that's it. Well, actually, I do have. Let's see. I think I sold him. I'm trying to think of what I sold him. Did I sell him the plaster mold or the plastic mold? I think I think I sold him the plastic mold, and I still may have the plaster molds around here somewhere, but I don't have any plans. I don't have any plans to make any more of those. So there.
So I know that the 13 mask is a big mask for you right now. So we can't not ask questions. Well, I can't say we. There's only I today, but
really, yeah.
But I'm going to get into it in just a moment. So you start with the RZ mask, the clean, and then you eventually went on to the kind of more rotten look, correct?
Yeah. I did the cheek blowout and the forehead missing piece and everything.
And then you went on to do the NHK. Then you went on to do the H-Man.
Yeah.
Then after the H-Man, you did the Dead Relic. No, sorry, the Dead Ringer.
No, then came the Life Cast White.
Life Cast White. Okay.
Yeah. And then the Dead Ringer.
Mm.
And I should say another thing. When I did the H-Man, and of course Jimmy Falco's down here all the time. All right. Back in the day before he got so busy with his own stuff. So he would be down here all the time, and he would come up with these different ideas, and he'd say, "Okay, we got the H-Man." He goes, "We got to do the H2 version." So we did an H2 version, came up, and then we did a last view. Okay, the way that the Michael Myers hero mask looked on the mannequin. There's that YouTube video and a few pictures. All right. So we did a last view that came out pretty close, and it's funny how masks traveled. It went to Jimmy. Jimmy has, by the way, I've made Jimmy Falco at least 25 or 30 masks, and he has sold every single one. All right, so they go around the world, and it's funny because he had the last view, and then I saw it. Somebody else was selling it on eBay, and then one of my Facebook friends, Jeff Mickey, bought it in Canada. So it went from like here to Germany to Canada, and I don't know if he has it anymore. I think he may. So it's funny how masks just travel the world.
How did that relationship, or how did you guys meet, you and Falco?
I think I had a Rob Zombie mask on eBay, and he sent me a message. He goes, "Hey," "I'm, right from, not too far from where you live." He goes, "We could get together sometime, and, I'd love to see, where you make the masks and everything." So I said, "Yeah, great." So I think he was still working at Best Buy then, and I went out to Best Buy. And I saw him. Yeah, I met him there, and then he came over, and then that's how we got into doing all these collaborations together and everything. because I mean, there is. I'm going to say this right now. All right, there is no bigger expert on Michael Myers and the Halloween franchise than Jimmy Falco. I'm telling you right now.
He definitely knows his stuff.
He's like a walking, talking encyclopedia, Wikipedia, whatever you want to call it. He just is, amazing. My memory, I have like 0 bytes of memory, but he just remembers everything, and it's really, really good at what he does.
Absolutely.
Not only that. What's that? Oh yeah. Oh my God, is that crazy or what? Yeah.
It looks great.
And not only that, but he's one of like the area's like top guitar players. He's incredible on his guitar. Every now and then he'll be playing, and me and my wife will go out and see him play, and he might come to a show of mine if he's got the free time or whatever. So yeah, we cross paths and cheer each other on every now and then.
That's cool. So you guys met essentially years and years ago off of an eBay message, and then it became a friendship from there. Yeah,
exactly.
Nice. Very cool. Now, so we said you did the Lifecast flight, and then you moved on to do the Dead Ringer.
Right.
And then eventually the Dead Ringer became the Dead Relic.
Yeah, the Dead Relic. I've got it on the that figure back there, my personal Dead Relic mask. Yeah, that was just that's like a concept. That wasn't an actual sculpt or anything. I actually took a Dead Ringer mask, and with a blowtorch and scissors and X-Acto knife and some wood burning tools, turned it into the Dead Relic, and then I made a plastic mold from that pull. There was no actual sculpting.
Interesting. So this is one thing I wanted to ask you, and I've been meaning to ask you for quite some time, is what about it? What about the hobby of maybe mask making? Not necessarily Michael Myers, but what made you want to dive into Michael Myers rather than other characters like Freddy, Jason, Leatherface? Characters like that.
Well, first of all, I one of the reasons that I did a Freddy mask right here. This was one of my very first masks. Also, when in the 90s, I had my own haunted house. Well, let me go back even farther. In the 80s, I had my own haunted house in my garage, a garage haunted house. And then it got to be so popular that I went to a commercial haunted house. So when I did my haunted house in my garage, I wanted things that, other people didn't have. And so, Nightmare on Elm Street just came out. And so you couldn't buy a Freddy mask with that person.
Right.
So I made that one. And this actually is, I took that life cast of my face, did a pull, and then just painted latex over this to kind of Freddy it up, and then with the hat and dark lighting, a cheap plastic Freddy glove, it was pretty effective. People were like, "Oh my God, where'd you get that Freddy? Where'd you get that Freddy?" So I would try to do things and have, masks that nobody else had. I did a pinhead mask. And,
oh, nice.
Stuff like that, yeah. So what was it? I know I got off the question. What was it?
Oh yeah. So what was the reason behind why Michael Myers? It looks like you did a Freddy, but you stuck with Michael Myers.
Yeah. The Michael Myers mask was the only mask I could buy for my haunted house, the Don Post, and so when probably Jimmy Falco got me into it.
Okay.
Cool. And doing the actual, the original 78 version. Yeah.
So that's actually another question I wanted to ask too. So I noticed you do a lot of the 78 versions. You touched up on the Dead Ringer 81.
H1, H2 is my favorite.
I've never seen you dive into like Halloween 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
No.
and things like that. You have any intention in the future for that?
No. Absolutely not. I'll tell you why. Because I never liked any of the masks. Every time I went to a Michael, I've seen all the movies when they came out in the theater, and I remember going to actually, Halloween 3 was it's a great movie for what it is, but everybody went to it thinking, waiting for Michael Myers to come into the movie, and I remember sitting there and watching it, going, okay, Myers is coming in right now. I know, he's coming. Oh, he didn't come in. Okay, now he's coming in. Now this is the. Oh, it's like 45 minutes into the movie. Where's Michael Myers? So never came in, and then you got that H4 with that incredible cover painting. It's like, oh my God, it's going to be awesome. And then that mask that they had, I'm like, oh, what a disappointment. And then the mask just gradually, to me, just got worse and worse and worse. Farther away from the original Michael Myers, and
No, definitely. It definitely took an interesting turn. I personally am a fan of the Part 5 mask. I love the 5 mask. I don't know why, but
yeah,
I have one above me right there. But yes, so do you? So you don't even plan on doing a Halloween 4 mask, even though that's a Kirk as well.
No, I do have a, I don't know if you call it a retool. Not a retool, but it's an alteration of a dead ringer pull. And I did an alteration with the eyebrows and a little work on the dremeling the mouth to make it H4-ish, but I never got around to painting it. It's sitting right there on the shelf, but someday I'm going to, all of my projects, people are like, oh, Nick, I'm waiting a year for my mask, but it's like, as long as you guys wait, I wait. I put all my stuff even on the back shelf longer, but the 13 mask was on the back shelf for about 5 years before I actually said, okay, I'm going to start it for myself, because I had all these other projects for other people. Mm-hmm. So I had to make myself wait 5 years before I did that. So if you got like a 6 month wait, that's really not long, because I know what it's like to wait.
No, definitely understand. So also now we're past the Lifecast White. You said that you've done the Dead Relic or the Dead Ringer, then Dead Relic, and then one that I've not really heard much from or about. I don't know if this is something that's still in production. I don't know if I've ever seen this, but the Shoebox Mask.
Oh, the Shoebox Mask. That's I've got one right here. Shoebox.
So
the shoebox is...
Tell me the story of this. I want to hear the story on this.
Okay. Number one, I love the name Shoebox Mask. I don't know why, but I love the name mask. But if you're a Michael Myers fan, you know the legend of the Michael Myers mask being stored under the bed of Sandra Hill in a shoebox in between H1 and H2. And so I thought, I wonder what, because it picked up a lot of scuff marks and everything over the course of filming H1, and then it sat in her under her bed, and supposedly in the shoebox. Well, it originally, I think before that, actually went to Nick Castle, and then Deborah Hill got it from Nick Castle, and put it under the bed in the shoebox. And Nick Castle had it over his fireplace on the mantle. That's where I think it picked up the yellow paint look. I don't think it was from Deborah Hill's. Did I call her Sandy Hill a minute ago?
You did. I think it's Sandy or Sandra. Yeah.
Okay. Deborah Hill. Who is Sandy Hill? Where did I get that name from? Wow, I don't know.
It's early. It's all good.
I'm like William Shatner. We went to see him his live show last year. He's like 112 years old. So he's talking, and all of a sudden he stops, looks around, and there's that uncomfortable silence. And he's like, expect a few more of those as the evening goes on. It happens. All right, so it's starting to happen to me. I just names come out of my head that have no rhyme or reason. So Sandy Deborah Hill had it under her bed, and there it sat. So I figured, what would it look like, in between? And then Dick Warlock got it, and it got even more and more weathered. And so this is what I believe it looked like. Wasn't quite as yellowed as it was in H2. Didn't quite have all the weathering, but a few things were just starting to appear. A few of the characteristic weather marks here on the cheek and on the forehead, and the black misting that it had in H1 that had all but worn off. The hair was starting to get matted, and ended up what I think would look like this mask.
So that's
the story on the shoebox.
So with the shoebox mask, was it something that you sold just a limited run of them? Was it something that
No. No, I still make them. I think I've sold several of them through the years. It's just I have so many masks. I'll promote them for a certain amount of time, and then I'll move on to something else. And some of them just kind of fall through the cracks as to posting pictures of them and everything. And sometimes I don't want to be, redundant about just posting pictures of the same mask over and over, like I had been doing with the 13 mask, only because I think it deserves it.
It absolutely does. We're gonna get into the 13 in just a moment.
It's so photogenic. I love it.
It is. While I'm a big fan of the 13th mask, the 13 mask. I think my favorite mask you do today is probably the H-Man. There's something about the H-Man that actually, it's funny because that's one of the masks that got me into the hobby. That was the mask that I saw. What's that?
Do you still have your H-Man?
I do not.
Oh, okay. Where is that? Did Jimmy Felton buy it? Maybe.
I have a buddy.
Everybody sells his mask from me.
No, I really do like that mask, and it was just for I wanted to get a new piece, and I wanted to dive in. So essentially, I was like, I wanted to get blanks. So I sold it, got enough money to get some blanks, and I wanted to learn how to paint and kind of transition from there. But the H-Man is probably my favorite of your catalog. There's something about it, the way it looks.
If you ever want a new one, if you ever want a new one, just let me know. I'll hook you up. I still make the H-Man masks every now and then.
Yeah, they're awesome. But now it's time to get into the 13 mask, and I know this is going to be an interesting topic for you because there was a lot of secrecy around it. And can you dive into why you kept it so secretive for so long?
It's a secret. Why would I tell
you? Well, I mean, is there any? What was the motivation?
Why it's a secret?
Is there any motivation behind it?
Okay, yeah, I will tell you. Oh, by the way, I am. This is a little preview of what's coming up in my upcoming documentary about the making of the 13 mask. I give everything that everybody ever wanted to know, the reason for everything in this upcoming. I call it a maskumentary. I still have to film a few segments. That's another thing that the mask is going to be 10 years old before I get the documentary done. But I just got to film a few more segments and hope to have it out in maybe about 3 weeks. But anyway, so by the way, you are going to be part of the documentary.
That's awesome.
So,
I appreciate that.
Oh, so the 13 mask, yeah. Why it was kept a secret? Okay, so I had the inception about 5 years ago, and we kept doing all these other masks and everything. And, we were always sculpting Kirk's. Jimmy Falco has got Kirk on the brain, so we were always sculpting Kirk's. And I was like, I would really like to sculpt Michael Myers. No, we're going to do a Kirk, because if you got to have a good Kirk, you're going to have a good Michael Myers. And I was always like, that's not necessarily so. So this was I wanted to sculpt Michael Myers, and this is actually my first Michael Myers sculpt, the 13 mask. And when did I start it? I started it a little over a year ago, and probably going on about 14 or 15 months now. And when I had the sculpt just about to where I wanted it,
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy with it. And I keep up with all the Michael Myers masks that are coming out and who's working on what and everything. And so then the id mask came out. All right.
Mm.
Do you remember when it came out?
I remember when
James Megrin.
Yeah, I don't remember when it came out exactly, but I remember when it was first announced, like in clay.
Okay. And then the big controversy came out. I'll just call him the copycat artist. that he stole his idea and blah blah blah. And there was a big stink about it. And everything.
Right.
Trends starting to show up. So it's like, okay, I am just keeping mine secret because I don't want all this, all this drama and controversy and this and that. And so I said, when it's done, I'm just going to spring it. It's not, nobody's going to know until, I actually have a finished mask and it's going to be out there. And I'm not even telling anybody it's me that made it, just to avoid some of the controversy. So that was kind of the secret behind that.
Gotcha. Now we will find more information out on this, I'm assuming, when the DVD comes out, which you said will be in about 3 weeks.
Hopefully, yeah. If I can, yeah. I'm not good at making deadlines, but I try.
No, yeah, I know for sure. Now, originally, I didn't understand why you made it secretive, and then as things started to progress, I kind of understood.
Yeah. It's like this. Who needs the nonsense? It's just nonsense. It's all it is. So
it's all latex.
I mean, it's really, it's a mask, people. Come on now.
Yeah. Now, I know this is early to ask this, sort of, like in regards to what you're doing with your projects currently, but do you have any idea if this is your final sculpt? I mean, it seems to be like the pinnacle for you.
It probably is. What I would like to do, I probably won't do it, is to make a killer H2 mask and sculpt it as an H2 mask, not as a Michael Myers mask that has to be stuffed out. I would like to actually sculpt it as and I'm pretty confident I could do a halfway decent one, but I probably won't do that.
You should.
But never say never. I don't know.
Do you have
50 years from now, 50 years from now, maybe.
Do you think you're going to ever make the H4 cover mask into like an H2 style paint up?
Oh, definitely. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
It's still very early. It's still very early in the the life of it.
Let me get a cover man mask for you.
Sure, that's right. You did the cover man, and that was a limited run. Totally forgot.
I'm over here. Okay. Now this, I don't have the best lighting right here, but this is the H-Man, and this was painted as the as the H4 painting. And this kind of gave me the inspiration again to do the 13 mask. I'm like, because the H-Man mask looks so incredible with this paint up on it. I was like, wow, what would it be like to actually sculpt that, that H4 painting, combine it with the paperback book, which they're basically the same thing, just the H4 painting adds more detail to it. And so I was like, someday, Nick Mulpagano, write that on your to-do list, because someday it's going to happen. So, and actually, someday I am actually going to do the H4 cover painting on the 13 mask, just like this.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. Now, now as little side projects, you also did variations of the H-Man. Like was it like one of them being like the Joker Man tattoo?
Yeah. I got one of those somewhere here too. Yeah, there were actually. That's why this is called the 13. I actually did 12 versions of the H-Man, the Bloodbath, the H2 Tears, Tin Man, Cover Man, and then when I got the idea of doing, the 13 mask, that would have been the 13th version of the Myers mask that I came out with, and that was one of the reasons why I call it 13. But the other reason is I heard a song by Johnny Cash called 13. It wasn't his song. It was, who did 13? It's somebody that goes by one name, like a rock guy. And he wrote the song and had his version of it. And Johnny Cash did his own cover version of it. That's the version that I knew. And if you listen to the song 13 by Johnny Cash, or the original artist, and it just goes so well with Michael Myers. It's like his theme song. So look that up on YouTube or someplace.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Really good soundtrack with Michael Myers.
Was there ever a concern? Like, I mean, me personally, I didn't think this, but I'm sure you've gotten this. Like, 13 kind of sounds like it's the Jason mask. Like, do you ever get those kind of criticisms?
Yeah. Only a couple times. Usually not, but only a couple. Only a couple people go, does that have anything to do with Jason? But I don't get that very often now.
Okay.
But I have got it.
I figured someone would say something. I mean, a lot of people just diarrhea of the mouth,
Yeah, which is what I go through.
But with the 13 mask, now would you say at this point, now it's still early in its life, but would you say that it's essentially probably the most sought out after mask you've ever produced?
Oh my God. Holy cow, yeah. Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, this is actually the mask. I've got to ship it up today. This was last week's eBay mask right here. And that went for over $2,000. I think it went for like $4,200 or something. And the guy that bought it sent me a message through eBay. And I said, number one, thank you so much for your great bid. I really much appreciated. And he said, I'm just getting into. He's got a big horror collection, and he's just getting into Michael Myers, and he's been looking around and hadn't seen anything. So he said, instead of buying all these different masks and going through them and seeing what I like and what does it for me, he goes, I've been looking and looking, and he goes, and then I saw that picture of the 13 mask on eBay, and he's like, the search is over. That's what I'm going to get. And instead of spending all this money on all these other masks trying to find the right one, he goes, I'm just going to go for this one mask in my collection, and that's it. So So I guess that would be his representation of Michael Myers in his collection.
Wow.
One mask and one mask. So that's, I mean, I want to make sure I tell everybody that, you know, I am so overwhelmed and appreciative and humbled by the just by the reception that this mask has gotten. I mean, it's really, I mean, I was hoping that people would like it but you never know. When I was making it and I hit there's a certain look that no other mask had, and that's what I was going for. And so when in its early stages, I'm going, yeah, it's coming along, but I doesn't really have that look that I'm going for. And then when I finally got it, and I would put it down here I sculpted it right under this fluorescent light right here to make sure all the shadows fell where they were supposed to fall. And when I got it, I was like, wow. I was like, yeah, that's it. I thought like I won the lottery or something. I was like, yeah, that's it. And now I lost my train of thought again. Wait a minute, what was I going for?
Shatner.
Really? Oh wait, I'm gonna get off that train of thought again. Here is a dead ringer signed by William Shatner on the face. Okay, and I'm gonna go. I got to tell you this quick story. I'm gonna make it quick, okay? Because when me and my wife, we got free tickets to see William Shatner. It was a terrible, horrible day in the wintertime. We had like 2 feet of snow. We had to take an Uber down to the venue, and because we got free tickets, we didn't know that there were stipulations that do not speak with William Shatner when you get to the meet and greet. Do not have him sign anything. Do not try to engage Mr. Shatner in any conversation. We didn't know any of that because we didn't get the email that came with when the people that bought tickets. So we waited. And so my wife has 2 blanks in her handbag. And so we get to the point where we're next in line to have our audience with Mr. S. And so there's a security guy there that says, excuse me, ma'am, I need to take your handbag. And we look at each other. She goes, no, it's fine. It's fine. No, man, you have to check your handbag. And I'm like, there go my blanks. I'm never gonna have it done. And so the guy just took her handbag and says, well, we'll keep it over here for you. You can have it after you see Mr. Shatner. So I get on one side of him, and my wife's on the other side, and he's sitting on a stool just like this. With just frozen. All right. And so my wife is like, Mr. Shatner, I love you so much. I have always loved you. And he's like, thank you. Trying to talk to didn't want to move his lips because they're taking pictures. And so she says, will you sign something for me after I'm done? After I'm done. Oh, I love you, Mr. Shatner. Oh my God, you are my favorite. So they whisked us on. And so we waited for the line to go down. Everyone was gone, and they tried to push us out. I said no. I said Mr. Shatner said that he's going to sign something for us. He's not signing anything. I said no. He is. He promised us that we talked to him when we were having our picture taken. And they're literally pushing us out. And he comes around the corner with his security guys. I go, Mr. Shatner, remember us? I hold up a mess. I go, can you please? My wife pulls it out of her hand. Can you please sign these? And he laughed. He looked at him and laughed and said, "Fine, it's fine." You know, so he scribbled his name, and that's how we got that. But it was so close, not to happening.
Was there any weird reactions from that? Like this like latex blank mask just coming out of a purse? Like,
well, it is funny because she reaches in, Mr. Shatner reaches into her purse, and it's like she could have been reaching for anything.
Yeah.
You know? It pulls out these He's blank. And he just laughed. You know,
Mr. Shatner, this is for Spock. You know,
yeah,
it's like, holy stuff. That's hilarious. That's a great story. Oh my god.
Okay, so I know I got off topic again, but yeah, about the reception to the 13 mask. You know, thank you everybody. And I was going to say, when I had it under here, and I was like, yeah, I got it. And then it's like, you know, and I've wanted this mask for so long. It's the Michael Myers mask. I tell people I have always wanted for myself, and every mask that I look like, it just didn't have that look that came off of the paperback book and the H4 cover. And so when I got it, I was like, I wonder what's going to happen when it's finally done and the mask is out, and it's like, I love this mask so much, and is everybody going to look at it and just say, yeah, that's nice, but can I see that NHK over there? Can you post more pictures of that NHK and the H? I just held my breath, you know. It's like, I hope everybody really likes this mask as much as I do. And so yeah, thank you everybody for really digging this 13 mask. I really, I can't tell you, you know, what it means to me. I really can't.
No, it's a great mask. It's one I want to own. The funds I don't have right now. Hey, but if you ever have a flawed blank, you can hit me up anytime you want. Anytime you want, man. But no, it's a great mask. You have a great catalog, and I'm super excited for the future. You know, to eventually be able to own one. And I know a lot of people are really, you know, scratch and clawing to get that mask in their collection, and I think it's a grail for sure.
Yeah, I mean, another thing is, people ask me why they can't order the mask, and it's only because when it first came out, I mean, I was literally, I mean, you could see the fumes coming out of my computer when I opened up my message boxes on email and Facebook and Instagram and everything. It was just like blowing up. Like, how, you know, I want this mask right now. Here's tell me how much you want. Here's the money. You know, how soon can I get it? And I literally hundreds and hundreds of emails like that. And I'm like, oh my God, if I start taking people's orders now, it's going to be like 3 years. 3-year wait. It's like, I don't want that hanging over my head, because I mean, any artist that makes a, you don't want your people to wait. You want to be able to give them something as quick as possible. And with the 13 mask, when I was making it, I was like, I don't want to make people wait. I want to make it, and I want somebody to have it like within a week or two, you know, so you don't have to keep waiting. And doing it from eBay and the Claim It masks on my Facebook page, that's the only way I can do it, you know. And you know, you have the mask within a week or two. So
yeah,
I mean, yes, it's hardly there's no easy perfect solution, you know, to doing it. And this is the best way that I can figure it out.
Hey, at least you figured out something, a way for people to have it. And now multiple people have it in their collections, and a lot of people have that really enjoy it. I've seen lots of great pictures of it. I've seen a lot of people really excited to own it, and that's what I think everyone wants at this point. They're like, dude, this is. I hate to say the ultimate cover mask. That's not what I mean, but in my opinion, it is. And
that phrase has been used. I don't know by who, but I think I've heard that.
I no pun intended. I swear. I swear. So Doomsday.
Now, just wait. Just for the record, I have never referred to this as a cover mask. Never. Right. Not once will you say this is cover, because I took the. I'll tell you the two. I'll show you my two reference pictures.
Hey, sorry guys, I haven't gotten to the comments yet. What's up, Kryptonic? What's up, Doomsday? What's up, Art? What's up, Tyler? Thank you so much for the wonderful comments, guys. And Mr. Nick, we have a comment for you. Doomsday Kingdom Army says thank you for making the 13s. It's an iconic piece of Myers history.
Oh, thank you very much. But this was the iconic paperback book cover. All right, to me, this is everything Michael Myers. This is Michael Myers. This is what I wanted. And then, of course, they did the H4 painting is basically this with more detail. And they did take a few liberties. I don't know if I have that with me. But one of the things they did with the H4 painting is and I altered this mask here. I altered this picture here. I gave it the flared neck right from the ear. The original picture comes down from like the end of the ear, but for some reason they altered that, giving it the flared neck, and I think because it gives it more of the stereotypical floppy rubber mask where the neck is flopping all over the place and this and that.
Distorted and warped.
That's what I did that on this. That was one of the things that I wanted to do, and sharpen some of the features so that when it was photographed, it would look awesome, Right. So, but yeah, it was the H4 book cover mashed up with the H4 painting, and that's the 13th. It's not just a cover mask.
Is it like the H4 novel mask?
That's the novel mask. Yeah, I always call it the paperback book cover, but yeah, and that is Dick Warlock in that. Oh, let me show you something really quick.
Yeah, please.
I don't know if I can move my. Can you see way back here?
I see pumpkins and.
Okay, let me get this picture here.
Oh wow, I missed. There's a lot of comments on Facebook. Hey guys, sorry for missing out on the comments.
Okay, this is something that's coming up. This is Dick Warlock's own personal 13 mask. So what he's doing for me is he took his picture with his own personal mask, and I gave him instruction. I said, Dick, can you please hold the mask? I said, all I want you to do is just hold the mask and look creepy.
look creepy.
I said, it's going to be hard for a handsome guy like you, but just hold the mask and look creepy. So he put on his coveralls, and he took this picture and sent it to me, because I told him I wanted a kind of like a limited edition print that for because I know the eBay masks are the high ticket price, and I want to give those people something special, and I give away pieces of the actual sculpt. Let me show it to you. I give away pieces of the actual sculpt in a little display case, but I'm running out of pieces. All right, this is what's left of the original sculpt here.
What the?
And somebody got the eyebrows, the eye cuts, the nose, the ears. I've got the mouth left, and just about it. So the next several people that when I run out of that, will get an autographed picture of Dick Warlock with his 13 mask, and that will be a very limited edition print. And I want to thank Dick for doing that to me. He's a really super nice guy.
Oh yeah, I see it now in the background. Okay, under the Myers looking to the left.
Yeah.
Right.
That was a picture, and I got a better print out, so I just put it over to that one.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, and you've actually done a video, or you've done a like a little interview with Dick Warlock before.
Oh yeah. I think that's on my YouTube channel.
It is. It is. Is
Yeah,
it in two
I
parts?
think I did two. Yeah, I did two, and one is on my Facebook page, and the other one's on on YouTube. So yeah, super cool guy. He's really funny too. He really is funny.
He comes off as very much like a straight shooter. Like he tells it how it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, he really does. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on the channel. I have to get ready for work, but
Oh,
it's been great getting to know you, getting to know more about the history of the masks you make and everything else. Unfortunately, Trevor couldn't be here, but next
damn!
time.
I am really disappointed, Trevor. Trevor, you let me down, and I was really looking forward to having Trevor here. And now, one thing, Trevor, I'm going to give a little secret about Trevor. Trevor is going to have a special tattoo
Ooh.
done. I don't know when, but there will be a special tattoo, and I hope he reveals it soon on the show here. So look forward to Trevor's new tattoo.
I am very curious. I think I know what it is. It's a picture of my face, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not telling you where you're going to put it on his body, but yeah, you hit it. Yeah, your face.
Yeah, hopefully not like butt cheek or anything like that, But yeah, hey, thanks for taking the time to do this. I know it's been your schedule, my schedule. Sometimes they kind of clash, but I'm glad we were able to figure something out.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah. Because every time I watch your podcast, it looks like so much fun, and all those guys that have been on there, Jimmy Falco and Jonah Namer. I mean, that guy's crazy talented. All these talented guys, and can't think of his name right now, but okay. Wait, it's coming. It's coming. The one who started actually Michael Myers mask collecting.
Oh,
or making. Sean Clark. I mean, that was such a cool show. That was I actually watched that a couple times. Watched the Jimmy Falco show about three times because I just get such a kick out of Jimmy. But yeah, awesome stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun getting to know these artists and who they are outside of the mask world and what their inspirations were and future projects and everything. It's good to get to know people, and it kind of allows it to shed a little bit of light on the hobby with all the negative that's out there.
Yeah. Oh wait, before we go, one last thing. I promised
Yes.
that I would give a shout out. A shout out to I've got a lot of actual kids that follow my videos and everything. They've got my DVDs and this and that, and it's nice that they can get together with their parents and watch my DVDs about how things are done. And there's a group of kids over in England, and there's a guy named Lee. He messaged me, and he is actually. His kids have been watching my DVDs, and they want to get into mask overhauling. Okay, so they're between the ages of 5 and 10 years old. So they drew this, and they're over at the Springwood Center in England, and they drew me this picture.
Oh, nice.
Get out of the All right, so I told them I'd hold that up, and here is. Oh man, I'm telling you, I may have created a monster. Now I'm giving myself more competition than I really want. But here is an overhaul by one of the kids, the Cool Blood Tears.
Yeah.
And he's just starting out, but I'm telling you, the future of the world is in good hands when you can start kids overhauling Michael Myers masks at the age of 5. There's no worries for the world. It's going to be fine, folks.
Oh yeah. when you're starting that early, man, by the time you're 10, 12 years old, you're already
right.
You're getting into the you're gonna learn a lot.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you to all those kids over there that send me pictures and watch my videos and everything.
Awesome, great job to them. You know, good job. Love the work. You know, I love to see the passion for wanting to continue this thing we love to do, this hobby, the masks, everything else. So awesome. But thank you so much once again for taking the time to do this. We've been going for actually an hour, and it's been going by pretty quick.
Holy moly. Okay, yeah.
So it's like a little after 1 o'clock your time. But thanks so much, Nick, for being here. Let's do this again sometime. We'll figure something out. Next time we'll get Trevor as well.
Yeah, right. And next time I'll have Poopsie Pie come and make a special guest appearance.
You know what? That's one thing I actually did not ask you. And I think I need to do that before we put this to a close. Where did that come from? The Poopsie Pie calendars and having like almost like Willy Wonka kind of thing where it's like you get a calendar and someone gets a golden ticket.
I did, yeah. I'm gonna say it's exactly where I got the idea from. Instead of a golden ticket, you get a magic pumpkin. And Roland Kelly got the magic pumpkin in his Poopsie Pie calendar last year and won a free 13 mask.
Oh yeah.
And you saw that. And that's only you had a 1 in 20 chance. Calendars were limited to 20, which brings me up to, hold on a minute, don't go away yet. There will be a raffle for a 13 mask on my Facebook page. Everybody is up for it. James Grimm gave me the idea, and I said, let me put out feelers to see what everybody's input. Everybody wants a raffle, so you will be able to buy a raffle ticket for a 13 mask within a few weeks. Hopefully I'll get all the details together.
That is awesome. And I'm excited for it. I will be entering a bunch if I can.
Okay.
But yeah, man, that's super awesome. Can't wait to hear more information on that. Can't wait to see the DVD on the 13th the 13 mask. I keep saying 13th, but today's the 13th, so I guess that makes sense. But thanks so much for taking the time to do this. I'm going to get ready to go to work now. You have a great day. Stay safe and everything else in the mask pit, and I hope to see you again on the show.
Okay, and as always, it's a horrible day in the mask pit. It's a horrible day in the mask pit.
Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Have a happy Thursday.